Welcome everybody to Locke's Kitchen. My name is Locke, and I do cooking. This is my cooking channel, and today this is the first video. So I'm going to do a Hong Kong street food egg bubble waffle. So with the egg bubble waffle, it's going to be crispy on the outside and then soft and tender in the inside. And the reason why it's shaped like this is a street food, so you can just take whatever you want, how many pieces you want, and you can get it on the go and you can share with friends and so on. So without further ado, I'm going to show you the ingredients and the recipe. So for the ingredient list, I will have it on the description as well. So we're going to mix the wet and then add the dry. So we have the evaporated milk. If you don't have evaporated milk, you can do without it. Just substitute this 60 milliliter of evaporated milk with additional 60 milliliter of water. So if you do that, that will be 360. It doesn't taste too much of a difference. Of course, it's going to be richer with the evaporated milk, but since if you don't have much use for it, it will be expired very quickly. So if you don't have that around, yeah, you can just substitute with additional water. So we have evaporated milk, melted butter, water, and then 3 eggs. Already added the vanilla extract in there. Then we're going to add the sugar. All right, so we have the handy dandy stick blender. If you don't have that, you can use just a normal whisk. So this one, you don't have to worry about lumps or like leaving lumps in, like over mixing. You don't have to worry about over mixing like you do with a pancake. So I usually like to mix the eggs before I add the dry ingredient. So I'm going to add around half of the dry ingredient first. Then mix it around. Then add the remainder a little at a time. So the recipe is actually, sorry about that. The recipe is actually pretty easy. Just mixing the dry into the wet. So the whole process is around 2 minutes with the hand blender. If you use a whisk, that will take a little bit longer. So make sure it's all smooth. All right, scrape the sides a little bit. Make sure all the dry ingredients are in there. Again, unlike pancakes, you want to mix this really well. With pancake, you worry about over mixing. With this one, you won't be having that issue. So make sure you get it all smooth and remove all the lumps. So I'm now scraping the side with the hand blender. All right, so that's good. So with this, you want to refrigerate around 2 hours to let it all merge and immerse together, kind of mingle, kind of get used to flavor all together. So that's why you want it to be refrigerated around 2 hours. You can do it overnight as well. So what I usually do, as you can see, there's a bubble in here. I like to pound it a couple times to get rid of the bubbles. And also with the westing, the bubble will also settle down as well. Because if you do have bubbles in there, your waffle will not look that good when it come out. All right, so we're gonna put that in the refrigerator for 2 hours. So see you guys in a bit. All right, so we have that rested, the batter rested for 2 hours. So we have the egg waffle maker on, preheated. So we're gonna do the OG, which is no flavoring. You can add all kind of topping and flavor to it. You can add chocolate chips. I'm gonna do one with black and white sesame seeds, and you can even add flavoring to the batter like pandan or ube flavor. So around 2 scoops. It will overflow a little bit, so it's best to overflow rather than having no not enough filling on the bubble wise, because the texture wise you want it to be crispy on the outside and then soft in the inside. So we're gonna flip it over right now, let that do its thing around 2 minutes, then switch it back and then for another minute or so. Excuse me. So equipment wise, we're gonna line a tray on the bottom to catch the excess dripping, and also put some like aluminum foil so for easy cleaning. And then we have our skewer to pick out the egg waffle. If you don't have this handy dandy skewer, you can use like a fork or a butter knife or something like that. And this is a barbecue whack, barbecue whack fence thingy, and I just bent it to a U shape. So this is what is used to cool it down. And then I have a handy dandy manual fan. So if you to cool down the egg waffle when it come down, when it come out, I'm sorry. So when it come out, you want to fan it down. If you want to use something like a hair dryer, also will work, but hair dryer will be too loud for you guys to hear. So the reason why you will need to fan it down is to get that crispiness. If you don't do that, it will be very soggy from the heat. So once it come out, you put it on the rack and you fan it out. So that's around like roughly around 2 minutes. And then we're gonna flip it back on this side for another minute or two. So for other toppings, like I have the black and white sesame seed here, and then my wife and kids like the chocolate chip. So for the topping, you can just add the topping on. For the sesame, I will add the sesame first and then add the batter, because I want the sesame seed to be a little bit toasted. But for chocolate chip wise, I will do the batter first and then add the chocolate chip, because I don't want to burn the chocolate chip too much. For temperature setting wise, I have it around 220 Celsius. So this thing can go up to 250 Celsius. I got this at AliExpress, and you can also get this from like Amazon as well. So and AliExpress is kind of like similar to Amazon, but it's a little bit cheaper. I think it's around $60 on AliExpress for one of these egg waffle maker, and then it's around $90 on Amazon. So the reason why this is shaped like an egg is that it's a street food, and you can take one by one for each bite on a perfect egg shape. So it's a good for on the go. So right now we're gonna take it out. That's around 4 minutes, 2 minutes each side. So the skewer, I'm gonna poke that through, and then out it goes. And then let the waffle maker heat up while we fan this down. So as soon as it come out, you put it on the rack, and then you fan it down to cool it down. If you cool it down, it will be crispy. So you want the texture to be crispy on the outside, but on the inside, the bubble will be soft and tender. So again, with this egg shape, you can just like take a piece and then share with your friends and so on. So that's why this is egg shaped bubble waffle. All right, so fan it down from the bottom and on the top. Again, if you have a hair dryer, you can also use that. but I'm not using that for now because it will be very loud and you guys cannot hear me. So one of the main ingredients on this recipe is the custard powder. With the custard powder, you can find it at Asian grocery store, Amazon, and also Indian grocery store. I find it very easily. You can find it at Indian grocery stores. So there's two main brand. I have the lion one, and then there's a birds one, BIRDS birds. So both are good brand for the custard powder. All right, so now I'm going to make the second batch with the sesame. So that's heated up. I'm going to put some sesame seed on each of the egg shape. Then pour the batter. I want 2 scoops. So you want to make sure you have the top and the bottom covered as well. All right, so that will be good. Put it down, turn it left and right. Make sure you get all the space. All right, and then do a flip. Again, 2 minutes on this side around, and then flip it back for a minute or two. Total around 4 minutes here. All right, so we'll be right back. All right, so here we have it with mine black and white sesame version. So as you can hear, it's gonna be crispy on the outside, and then soft and tender in the inside. So and you can like take whatever you want. So it's a great street food. So you can like even add Nutella to it, and people like add ice cream and stuff like that. So this is a good Hong Kong street food. So this is the first video. Hope you guys like it. The introduction to egg waffle. So I'm going to have more recipe that I enjoy and like, and I will share with more with you guys. So if you like the video, please like. So if you like to cook and stuff like that, so please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.